Hello there, my name is Solmaz and you are listening to Tabling Thoughts podcast. In this podcast, I talk about my experiences as a relationship coach and psychotherapist. The little things that I noticed in my clients' day-to-day lives, which may affect the quality of their lives and relationships enormously, and for some reasons, they don't pay that much of attention to them. As I mentioned, I'm a relationship coach and I also practice as a psychotherapist in Ontario, Canada. In order to get more information about me, you may check my Instagram account, YouTube, or my other podcasts via the links in description. You're listening to the episode number 8, and in this episode, we are gonna talk about situationship. This word, situationship, is a new word to the dictionary of relationships, which addresses a romantic or intimate relationship with no commitment or boundaries and limits. It's a little bit strange, but let's talk about it because we all face kind of these relationships around us. People can spend time together and partake in romantic or sexual activities or intimate relationships in a situationship without naming this relationship or talking about long-term commitment. In situationships, the partner usually don't have future plans, exclusivity, or open communications. Being in a situationship, things don't progress. There are certain relationship milestones you should expect when relationships move forward, such as having dinners together, spending time with each other than just on weekends, meet family and friends, share a holiday, become exclusive, say your first I love you. When these don't happen, that's a red flag. When you start dating someone, you go to their preferred coffee house, you get to know their favorite bagel place, you pay them a visit at work, or you get to know their coworkers, right? You interact with those who are important to them. You are seen and mentioned on their social media. If there is a lack of this kind of integrations, it indicates that the connection is not progressing towards a more profound level. So it could be a situationship. When communication remains superficial, it's evident that the other person is not trying to get to know you or reveal personal details. That's a red flag. Of course, for people who want serious relationship. Things cannot move forward without emotional closeness, connection, and vulnerability, which serve as the cornerstones of meaningful love, partnership, and connections. Planning for the future is a typical aspect of a relationship, whether it's visiting a restaurant, going on vacation, or meeting up with friends out of town, for say. So lack of contributing time and effort to a relationship, planning for future, thinking about future, or even anticipating deep conversations are all signs of being in a situationship. Another sign is avoiding to define the relationship. There is an abbreviation DTR, define the relationship conversation. It means that when it comes to talk about the definition of this relationship, where you stand, do you feel a romantic connection with me? What's your opinion of a monogamy? What's your opinion of being exclusive? What's your definition of a long-term relationship? The other party will just avoid this kind of conversations and run away. Another clear sign is when you don't have a date partner for a special event, or when they go to a special event, they don't take you as their date. When they want to introduce you to their friends or co-workers, they do not introduce you as their partner, boyfriend, girlfriend. The title would be friend. There are some examples of this situationship way of communication and being in relationship. One of them is friend with benefits. When the couple or two people have sex without a deep emotional bond or loving commitment. They just say that we are friends. That goes under the shelter of situationship. Casual dating is another one. From time to time, people go on dates, hang out, even get closer physically. They don't define or talk about long-term commitment. They're in the relationship to hang out and just not being together. There's this on and off kind of relationship Two, the on and off kind of relationship is the one that people just get together from time to time. There are so many underlying problems that they cannot commit together, and from time to time they go back and forth in relationship, and of course it carries the intimate relationship with no commitment. The long distance situationships are the ones that they don't live in the same city. From time to time they see each other, they have the intimate relationship, but they do not define it as a close partnerships. So there are some pros and cons for the situationship. Of course, one of the pros would be flexibility. Situationships allows people to preserve their independency and they pursue uncommon interests with the flexibility of not being in commitment. The other one is freedom. There are no limitations, there are no boundaries. Participants can still benefit from intimacy, friendship, and emotional connection. There's the choice of exploration without obligation or commitment. Partners can engage in other kinds of relationships with no kind of guilty feeling or boundaries. Another advantage of being in situationship is that there's low pressure. Stress and anxiety level may drop because there is less pressure to define the connection or make long-term commitments. What are the cons? What are the disadvantages? Emotional risk is one of the disadvantages. If one partner wants greater commitment than the other, there is a chance that sentiments will develop between them that could result broken feelings. Insecurity is another one. People may experience anxiety and dissatisfaction if there are unclear limits or expectations, since they may feel uneasy and worried about the future of the connection. There's no commitment, there are no boundaries. Lack of clarity in situationships, ambiguity can cause emotional pain by producing misunderstandings and confusion regarding the nature of the connection. And there's limits to growth. People in situationships may put the stability of the relationship ahead of their own ambition and goals, which can impede personal growth and development. So what kind of interactions may cause or grow situationship? One of them is among college students. They enjoy each other's company, they hang out frequently, and sometimes hook up, but don't specify the nature of the relationship or pledge exclusivity. Co-workers who become close, flirt, and even go out together, but they're not working together, but refrain from calling it relationship or pushing it further because of work-related issues. Long-term friends who get romantically interested in one another since they share a lot, but are afraid to go farther in their relationship for fear of upsetting the status of the relationship or complicating things. They may get involved intimately, but they don't want to commit to each other and go further. Travel companions are another one. Travel companions are people who meet while traveling, right? So they get close, they share beds, they share rooms, but at the same time, after each trip, there is a distance and they fall apart. That's why the relationship they have goes under the shelter of situationship. Exes or divorced people, they go under this shelter too. They have shared some intimate relationships, some pain, some vulnerability, some memories. At the same time, they haven't been able to be together. Under situationship status, you see exes that they're not really happy together, but from time to time, they are together. There are some advices or say solutions for individuals navigating a situationship. First and most importantly, identify your requirements and needs in a relationship. Consider what you need, identify it, and stick to it. Because if you don't need a situationship and you want commitment and boundaries and you don't have it, it will affect your self-worth and self-confidence and self-esteem enormously. Look for it. Are you seeking companionship, clarity, or commitment? Then situationship is not the right place to be. Have an honest conversation with your partner. Discuss your expectations openly. Talk about your feelings without fear. If they're not willing to fulfill what you need, they're better to tell you in the beginning rather than you investing a long time and enormous amount of your love and emotions and energies. Set up boundaries and confirm that what exactly you want and get to agreement. That's crucial for you. If you know what limits are essential for your emotional health, you can assess them and you can make sure you will meet the boundaries about intimacy, communication, and the kind of quality time you want to spend together. And then work on your expectations. If your expectations are, okay, I want on and off relationship, from time to time, analyze it, revisit it, make sure you're still in the same page with yourself and with your partner. Put yourself first and take care of yourself. Self-love is the first prerequisite for any kind of relationship. Let aside situationship. Look after your physical, mental, and emotional needs. Prioritize your personal well-being. Spend with uplifting friends and families, and partake in enjoyable activities. This will help you to build a solid sense of fulfillment and self-worth out of any kind of relationship, which make it easier to face the uncertainties of a situationship with confidence. Regularly reevaluate the relationship and your own emotions and consider it whether the relationship still satisfies your requirements and is in line with your long-term activities. Think about your choices. At the end of the day, it's crucial to evaluate if the situationship benefits you or goes against your values. Don't be scared. You can explore other options. Situationship is not your last choice. You can revisit your values and make sure you still want this kind of relationship. And then from there, go forward. Okay, my friends, I hope this episode was helpful for you. And remember, knowledge is powerful if we apply it to our day-to-day life. Till next episode, be kind to yourself.